Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the third day of the FIDE World Cup Baku event, which we have been following. And today is a very, very exciting day. It's the day 3 of tie breaks. Here we have these three people gone for tie breaks. And let me tell you how the games are going to happen. By the way, these three have qualified for tie breaks. You can see on the left Adhiban, Priyanka, and Harsha, and the other people they have qualified for round 2. Mary, Divya, SL, Karthik, and Abhimanyu Puranik. Whereas, the young guns tomorrow they are going to be there for round 2. This is the time control for today's tie break. It will be a playoff. 25 minutes plus 10 seconds rapid games, 2 games followed by 2 games of 10 plus 10 seconds, and if needed then 5 plus 3 seconds. That will be the time control. If all of them end in a tie, then there will be 3 plus 2, and that will be until a decisive result is achieved. What does it mean? That means it can go on and on and on. So here we have, here we are back at the chessboard. Oops, what the hell is happening there? Let me just refresh. Oh, and the games have begun. Here we have first Priyanka's game, but let me just check if everything is fine here. Was a little bit late. Sorry for the delay, guys. I hope you can hear me well. Yes, e4, e5 in this game. Bishop c4 by Marina. Priyanka is black there. Knight f6, d3, bishop c5. Kind of going into Geico piano. d6 here, c3, castle, castle. A lot of it is going to be dependent on opening preparation because it's a rapid game. Let's also have the Okay, sorry for that disconnect, some issue, but we are back and I think everything is fine there. Just the beginning, I am a little bit right now because I'm delayed a little bit of, just worried so that I set everything up well. Here, let me keep this thumbnail, and I'm also going to tell you guys a very, very good news very, very soon. But before, I do not want to miss any games. So let me just go to broadcast. This is the open section there where we need to go. And why is the open section not opening for me? Guys, is it also happening with you? My internet, is it so slow? It can't be. Okay. Maybe only one game has started for me, but I am trying to figure out. Maybe Leeches is down, or maybe my internet. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me. But until then, oh, my internet. Oh my goodness. Don't. For the most critical moment, this is how my internet is treating me. But let me, in the meantime, while I figure things out, let me show you a good news there. Guys, today on YouTube channel we have reached 1 billion views. Thank you so much to all of you. It would not have been possible without you guys. And that's the good news I wanted to share with you. I guess if Sagar would be here, it would have been a very nice thing, but I'm just figuring out to bring leeches back so that we get all the games. I guess all other sites are opening for me. Is leeches down for us? Is leeches down for you guys as well? Because my other websites are opening there. So just want to know that. If you can let me know, that would be great. But until that time, I'll also try to get maybe other webs from other website, the games. It's showing Adhiban's game. Okay, that's what Abhay says. Thanks, Abhay. Must be my internet issue. Oh, maybe I'll try Mozilla. Let me keep this main board and let me try Mozilla. By that time, what I can also show you guys is, please do check out the starting moments of the videos which we put. Very funny that only Leech's website is not opening for me. I'll try on Mozilla if it is opening for me. Weird. Very weird. No, it's not opening for me here also. Leeches is fine, says Sakar. See, I would love to show you guys how here, if I go for ChessBase India, maybe. See, this is opening. That is so funny. And here I have leeches. Well, just trying maybe in chess.com if we can get the game. Yeah, I have got Harsha's game. Okay, at least something, because for me leeches is not opening, so this should help. Very sorry for this inconvenience, guys, but that's the best I can do right now. Yeah, there it is. Can we see the time? No. Okay, so it's not gonna fit in here. Yeah, interesting. This much. Forget the layout. What do we say? Maybe I'll have to bring it up there. Not so happy about it. Maybe I'll tell you that this is Harsha's game, or no, that doesn't look good. Okay, let's adjust with this for now. What do you say? This is fine. At least we can see the game. Then I'll adjust in the second round. Here we see Harsha is black. Let me just flip the board. This doesn't flip, doesn't work here. Yeah? Oops, sorry. How do I flip in chess.com? Funny. Guys, how do I flip on chess.com? Can anybody help me with such a idiotic question? But a good news is that Harsha has a clearly better position. He's used 5 minutes. Is Levan in his preparation? Doesn't seem likely. Maybe he's trying to use the what to say, he knows that Harsha has come under time pressure in both the games, so maybe that's what he's trying to use. Message from Leeches on Discord says Aditya, apologies for any connection troubles over the past few hours. Leeches has been the target of several DDoS attacks, and we are working on minimizing the impact. Okay, so this is not just a problem to me, yeah? It's for everybody. Oh, that's very sad. How can people do this? Okay, people can, of course, do whatever they want. But so sad. Somebody is doing a good job and very sad. Okay, thank you, Rakshit. Yeah, all of you. So let's use this board. In the meantime, I will ask. I'll message Abhidaya to maybe change the layout there. Bichara Abhidaya must not have slept, but I'll just write to him. Okay. Okay, that's done. So we're back. We're back to the game. Now I only need to flip this board. Right click is not working. Let me also find it. No, there is no such button there. Search using control. Fine. Okay, so this is right now currently the position in Harsha's game. F3 has been played as the last move. Harsha is black. He is thinking, guys, do you see one important imbalance जो आँखों को दिखता है, मतलब you can't miss it. Like yesterday, we have discussed this. What is that imbalance जो आँखों को दिख रहा है फटाफट? Oh, he goes rook a4 and he's defended this with 1, 2, 3 guys here, and these two guys are attacking the pawn. So the b4 pawn is very well defended right now. Double pawns on b5. Okay. हाँ, ये भी तो आंखों को दिखता है. मेरी आंखों को नहीं दिखा पर दिखता है. That's true. Pawn up. Pawn up कौन है? नहीं, because these are the double pawns, that's why it feels like that. But I felt, okay, maybe my question was wrong because it was only from my perspective, but जो आँखों को दिख रहा था, that was the space for black, as you see. Especially when you look at the center, that is what gives you a very nice feel of the space which black has. And look at this white pawn structure. Don't you feel something is, something uncomfortable here, jaise like you are in the local train and it's all peak time and there is no place to move there, especially Mumbai local trains I'm talking about. So that's kind of a feeling there. Also, because this position is so closed, all pawns are existing. Can you observe some weak squares? Weak squares in the position, which I would really love if black's knight gets there. It's like the happy square. Which is that one dream square for your black knight? Guys. Yes, right. E3. Matlab, if this knight, any of the knight is able to come to E3, bus, it's like a luxurious resort there. Maza aa jayega. But of course, right now you see the square is leading to E3. These two are covered, and there is this one square there which definitely has a maneuvering route available. So we will, I think at some point that is definitely going to, in fact, rook a4 has defended b4 well, which means he has freed his knight. The pawn is no more dependent on this knight. Is Harsha threatening knight e7 already? Maybe possible. But white is thinking, Levan is thinking, and that's a good thing because there shouldn't be too much of a gap in between. We also have to check other games. In the meantime, I will just last try leeches if at all it's gonna work, but no. So yeah, we will continue here. How I'll go to the other games. Let me just copy it here. Adhiban. Let's go to Adhiban's game. Yeah, there we have Adhiban is black. Adhiban is black. And how is his position? Adhiban also has some advantage, slight advantage. Actually, lot of double pawns there you can see. These ones for white, see double pawns for black, and clearly, hello, hello. Okay, that was Abhiday, so I had to pick this call. Flip the board on the top right of the board. Oh, okay, thanks Abhiday. That is cool. यहाँ पे फ्लिप है कैसे दिखेगा वो दिखता ही नहीं है look at this guys it's invisible how will I know that if I take my mouse over here then I will see flip मतलब it's a lot of expectation from me but anyway doesn't really matter now that Abhidaya has helped us to I think in the chat also it was tough for people to help me but ठीक है तब से बोल रहा है मैं Rakshit is like, कब से बोल Amruta take your mouse near the top right of the board near settings. Guys, but you have, I mean, this can be a trivia. If you don't know how to flip in this position, I mean, in this the interface, then you cannot find it so easily because इतना पूरा screen पे ये एक ही जगह पे मेरे को mouse लेके जाना है क्या है ये anyway ठीक है knight cb4 by Adhiban he's attacking this a to Kai but I don't think it's going to be so easy because there's always rook a1 and you also have a pin there after knight is on a2 so this pawn is also not defended so it's loose there but one more thing there is a beautiful square for this knight a luxurious resort can you find it थोड़ा basic question है but yeah warm up yeah just let's do warm up Adhiban is a pawn up. Okay, did we not observe that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that is right. Adhiban is a pawn up. Ramvya. Either it is Ram Yavahare or it is Ramvya Vahare. I don't know, but that's right. D3. Absolutely. Wherever you see the pawns are on the 4th rank or 5th rank, I mean, basically here when you are black here for you this is the 5th rank and then the 6th rank squares they always look beautiful for your knights so the knights once the further they go and they are supported their power kind of increases you can say that it's like the protein shake there so okay Adhiban is also having slightly better here let's flip this position. Harsha, right now, his opponent has gone rook a1 and no, his rook was already on a1. Sorry, he now plays queen g5. So queen g5 is controlling this f5 square, keeping an eye on this h5 guy, not letting this knight on f6 move easily. Plus, important is in closed position, dash is very, very important. In closed positions, dash is very, very important. Guys, fill in the blanks. Okay, Ram Vyavahari, got it. Market city timing is 5 to 7 on Saturday. Is there an increment? Yes, 10 seconds increment. Array Rocking Star, thank you. Yes, 1 billion views today. That's really a big news. Thanks to the whole team there. Let me keep this. Activity, filling the blanks. So in closed positions, dash means pawn breaks are very important. So in a way you're right because pawn breaks will try to get activity. So and yes, knights are important definitely. Okay. So pawn breaks here, if you see for white, he will be looking at some breaks over here. Yeah, but whenever he takes a e3 break, you just don't feel comfortable for this d3 pawn there, which is going to become backward. So mostly what white would love to do is to go g4 break, so that this pawn is also going to put some pressure there. Some exchanges have happened. Queen g5, rook f8, attacking the a2 guy, a3, that is how he played. B takes a3, b takes a3, and it is defended right now, but the knight is going to be tied down for the defense. So this Harsha is thinking, he has 17 minutes and Levan has thought a little bit, so that's not too much of a time gap, which is important for Harsha to be able to manage. And now, is it a time to shift your knight to e7 right away? That is definitely a question. Gaurav says because breakup. Let's go to Adhiban's game. In Adhiban's game, after knight c b4, knight c5 has been played by white. All the knights are trying to find some nice, nice squares there, outposts in a way. This knight also controls the knight d3 idea from black, and you cannot kick this knight. So it's kind of going to relax a bit over there. Now, black has this majority on the queen side. That means he's going to be playing on queen side. He's going to advance his pawns. He's going to try and create some passer also. If right now Adhiban takes knight takes a2, attacks this rook and allows knight b4 and rook takes a7, I don't think Adhiban will allow this kind of activity for his opponent. So he must try to find something else. What are his options apart from knight a2? Any suggestions there? Until then, I will be bringing the other game on the screen. Can you all think blindfold if I go to the other game? That's going to be Priyanka. Okay, I'll have to go to watch women's games. Okay, all three are black right now. That's the funny thing. All three of them are black. So this is Priyanka's game. She has 15 minutes and she also has a good amount of advantage, majorly because I think the control in the center. She's got this pawn e5 and d5 nicely placed. At some point, the pawn is going to go to d4. We'll get more space. So that looks really good for Priyanka. Also, the knight here, keeping an eye on the f5, f4 square. Similar like this knight, but the difference is the queen on c8 and bishop on e6 are very nicely controlling that. Another thing to keep in mind, a sack at any point of time, that also could be a possibility. So in general, Priyanka does have a very comfortable position. Let's go back to this game. I think this is the most exciting game of the round for now. B takes a3. Did he go? Oh, he went knight d8 and not knight e7. So let's see where he wants to take the knight. It's all about the journey of the knights. This game, if a book has to be written, it's all about my journeys. The knights will write their journeys. Knight e6, the queen goes to f5 and g6. The queen, is it trapped or what? No, queen had to go to h3 and knight goes to c5. So this is the position. Let me just have a look at the chat. Very sorry, I have completely missed it. Ishan says, when observing other players' games, we often seem to effortlessly identify the best moves. However, when we are the one playing, complexity of the game often leads us to make significant mistakes. Yeah, and I don't think we often seem to effortlessly identify. I think it's the engine which effortlessly identifies. So, if this position is to be calculated without engine, which you guys should definitely do because you have a support of the bar at least, that should at least help. But the reason why we make majorly mistakes on the board is often when I tell you guys that whenever you are practicing chess, prepare it so seriously, so much that you feel that intensity like when you play in a tournament. That is the real difference of playing a chess game on online at home, relaxing on a chair, not able to see the opponent, not being in that environment, not having a clock to press physically, all these things where the whole pressure is there. That is what where our mind, like basically our mind doesn't work the best in panic. So the nerve control, yeah. When will Sagar return, tomorrow or day after tomorrow? I did think he'll return tomorrow night, but it's reaching third midnight. So, hmm. Rook b6, then knight a6 to take the knight in Adhiban's game. Will go there anyway. If anyone wins in 25 plus 10, will they play 10 plus 10 then? No, if in the 2 rounds, if the result is done, 1.5 and half, for example, then it's over. Then they don't go to the next 10 plus 10. Vidit says Adhiban game is also about the journey of knights. Yeah, that's so funny. Like there are so many knights in the game. Yeah, that is funny. So knight c5 and Adhiban has played knight a6. In fact, he's taking out this powerful piece for white. Knight e4. White says no. Oh, they can actually repeat if Adhiban goes knight b4 and knight c5. But of course not. Adhiban is in a beast mode. He goes f5, kicks away the knight. This knight goes to c3 because the knight, if it would have gone to c5, could you have taken and no, this was a possibility. In fact, knight c5 was also possible, but white went knight c3. Adhiban is thinking here, going to this game, back to this game. Quick, few moves have happened after knight c5. Firstly, where is this knight going is definitely a question, but king g1 by white and king g7, queen g2. The idea of king g1 seemed like this queen was feeling a little uncomfortable on this diagonal, having nowhere to go and to do nothing. Here at least it has plans like g4 in the future. But just look at this position and just look at white's pieces. क्या feeling आ रहा है when you look at white's pieces? What is your feeling? Passive, Mumbai local, closed position, unable to move, bad and sad pieces. They are passive and sleeping. Okay. Funny answers there in the chat, but yeah, you are right. Definitely, it feels like they are not sleeping, but they have just woken up and still not into the game. That kind of a thing. Also, they're all on the first two ranks, and as we know about the knights, the further they go, the active they will be. But such knights are not the best knights. Now for black, because he had space, and now he's got this rook over here. There is this isolated pawn in the position. In If you look at the whole perspective, black undoubtedly is better. Still, it feels like your knight has to reach some good square, or is he going to try anything like crazy f5 e4? I have no idea, but he has gone rook e8, and his opponent goes rook b1. But this right now, for now, is defended, yet you would just want to put the pawn on b6 so that the knight is no more tied down there. White, by the way, is definitely going wanting to come here. Only advantage with us is it can always be kicked, and once again the a3 pawn, it's not just that isolated pawn, but it's a pawn ki मैं weak तो हुई हूँ, but I also need a lot of support. So, it's tying down two things. But against this rook, yeah, which is okay. Which is okay. Harsha has to just make sure that he doesn't go into too much of a time gap, and he is better here. Going to Adhiban's game. Why is the color changed here? I have no idea. But after knight c5, knight b4 again. This knight went to e5. You are seeing again and again that the knights are loving those squares from where they cannot be attacked. Plus, they are also defended by the pawn. So bishop goes to b7. Maybe Adhiban is planning to get this exchange so that the king will become weak once the light square bishop is off from the board. So that could be his idea there. Also look at this e4 break for white is going to be impossible to consider because of both the pawns will be very very weak. So I like Adhiban's position here very much. Why didn't Levan take the knight? Which knight and when? When could he have taken the knight? No, Levan couldn't have taken the knight. By the way, Harsha has brought back the rook to a8. What is he planning? I think what Harsha is trying to do is to, keep all his pieces defended. Nothing is loose or scattered somewhere. Maybe is he going to wait? If Harsha goes for a plan where one of the rook comes to g8 and a g5 break, my goodness, that would be crazy. I don't know. It looks so creative and tempting once you spot that, but I don't know what the computer will say about it. Priyanka now in a much better position. Okay, let's check that out as well. So, this is the position. Okay, she is completely expanding. If it is a business right now she is in, then she is expanding, being unstoppable here. b5, b3 is the last move. Guys, would you like this move d4 right now? What do you think? Or would you like to maintain the tension? क्या लग रहा है? How to improve confidence in this tournament? Those who are inexperienced about this tournament, actually when they play they will gain confidence for sure. It's a completely another kind of event, not a normal, back to back rounds. Knockout is very different than a tournament where you have to play all rounds no matter what. So maintain the tension. You would like to maintain. Tasmai says d4 break not ideal. Maintain. सबको maintain लग रहा है. But why do you guys think that d4 is not ideal? d4 looks like a nice move. Why is it not ideal? Because let's say if you take here, c takes d4, e takes d4, and my bishop is open, and you might think, oh, I want to go e5 or something like that, but my knight is jumping here, and you might think that you are losing a pawn here. Knight takes d4, but very simple move, black to play. What will you play? Okay, there we have it. A little bit of updated layout. Thanks to be there. Yep. Oops, all the points and everything is gone. Maybe I'll have to take it niche, which I'll do. Knight f4 looked a better move instead of d4 to me, just attacking the queen. Knight c3, yes guys, all of you are right. Knight c3, and that is a double attack there. Also the queen is attacked, so you don't have time for any intermezzos with knight e6, so that would be winning. I like d4, but of course, as we know, it's more of a choice. Queen b8 by Priyanka. She has only 8 minutes. She's 5 minutes down than her opponent, so that's something she must take care of. Going back to Harsha's game, if Harsha beats Levan Pansulaya with black, then it will be much easier with white for him, and then he will be facing Magnus Carlsen. I mean, nothing more exciting it can get. So queen d7 was his last move right now. Rook f2, queen d7. I'm wondering what plan Harsha is going to go for, because it is a closed structure. It is all about maneuvering, and it's not going to be just one way. It's when you plan what you want to do, you decide for the queen, you decide which break you want to go for, you decide where your pieces should be. So it's a lot of strategy, and that's the beauty of the closed structures, that you get time, you get to plan. So like those board games which you guys might have played, I guess Life or Scotland Yard or so and so. So queen d7 there. Levan's time is lesser than Harsha. He's down to 10 minutes. I think for Levan, for him this is a big problem. One of the piece tied down. But can he get this other knight somewhere? Like imagine if he tries to go knight he went rook b5, attacks this, but aren't you just simply going to go b6? That's the move which you always wanted to play. Yeah, I guess Harsha will play b6 without much thought here. Rakshi says you have played Scotland Yard. I thought people don't know about that game. Why? I guess it should be popular even now. Some games are evergreen. When is Karthik versus Hikaru? Tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have everybody playing. Pragnananda, Gukesh, Arjun, Nihal, Vidit, everybody. Okay, he goes c6. Oh, look at this. If rook takes c5, guys, what should black play? Very simple question. So it's not about how difficult it is, but it's how fast you can spot it. Black to play. Yes, Boring World, Diven Tiwari, Arav, Mukund, Prahlad Sen, Ritik Anand, R. Vignesh, Kunal, Tanmay. Well done. B6, and this rook is trapped. Whenever the rook goes बहुत आगे in the middle game, that's something you have to take care. Either it gets trapped or you plan to give an exchange sacrifice majorly. So c6, a nice little tactical idea by Harsha. It in fact also covers the d5 square plus an extra support to the b7 pawn. Now the rook has to go back, and Harsha gets some more time to plan his moves. So this is Harsha's game. He is very careful this time about his time. Going to Adhiban's game, few moves have happened. His opponent played a4. Henderson is breaking here. Simple move a6 by AD. 8 takes b5, 8 takes b5, and these pawns have exchanged. But unlike if you would have taken on a2, the rook would have got entry. So that's not happening right now. Rook f d1 by Henderson. And now Adhiban is thinking. At some point, it only seems natural that he would like to go for a c5 break, or maybe something like rook 8 and this. But one question is, why did his opponent not take on b5? If knight takes b5, what was the problem? Now this one is definitely not an easy question. Black to play. Wow. Lovely tactics. AD is alert. Amazing tactics. Black to play. Aryan asked, why is there 1 million views text on the overlay? Array. Great question there. Yes, because today Chessbase India has the total. If you go to about in on our YouTube channel, you will see a total number of views. So that's 1 billion. It's updated 1 billion. So you can find a whole article also on Chessbase India. So that's a good news for today. Today is a nice day. Okay, people, wow, this was not easy, but I like boring world also trying to, explain 2-3 moves there. So I'm getting two answers. One is knight d3 and one is knight f4 and bishop g2. Mind you, both are nice, both are good moves. So with knight d3, the idea was if you take here, then yes, there is a pin there and this rook is also there. So you will lose a piece because if rook c5, then there is c6 and eventually your rook will be deflected and a piece will be lost. So that is the tactic Adhiban would definitely see. Very nice one. Look at how pin for pin you are observing just right now when it is not even in the picture. So that is one part. The other answer, the other move which all of you were thinking, if knight takes b5, was knight takes f4. Now for knight takes f4, if e takes f4, bishop takes g2, king takes g2, and there you have a discovered attack. You still lose rook takes b5. You might be wondering, but yeah, white will also be capturing this pawn on c4. This is hanging. What the hell is happening there? That is very true in that sense. But what we know is whenever this pawn is gone, just look at these two. They look so much, what to say, bichare. That's like you really feel pity for them. So queen d5 check here, and black's pieces are way more active, and each and every pawn in white's position is isolated pawn. So that's too much of a weakness with so many isolated pawn. That is the advantage there. But let's go to the game because a few moves have happened. Bishop f3, queen f3, knight d5, king h1 by Henderson. Adhiban also goes king h7, and the whole plan Henderson has changed, going for a deadly king side attack. He's playing like a beast, but with only 4 minutes on the clock. In the meantime, what he's saying to Adhiban is, yes, you can. I am taking a risk. You can enter from the queen side, and I will make sure that I am going to keep attacking you. Can Adhiban defend this with his counter-attacking style is something which we are going to see. Queen e8 by Adhiban. Going back to this game, rook b1 was played and Harsha goes rook e7. Very solid and simple chess. That is not simple, of course, very solid, very difficult chess. That is, but he's making sure that first he is safeguarding his position. By doing so, important to observe is the opponent Levan is really not understanding what is Harsha planning. It's like you really want your opponent to have a plan and go for it and then make it clear. But this thing, he is so confused. It seems like Harsha in some way, psychological sense, is confusing his opponent. क्योंकि करने क्या वाला है? Where? Which break? Where is he going to take the knights? It's a closed position. So Levan is under pressure with white. This is definitely slowly going towards Harsha. Okay, let's come here quickly. Adhiban's game, rook g3 played by Henderson, and maybe the first Not a good idea by him. Adhiban goes rook g8, and wow, he is defending solidly. But the question is, what is Adhiban going to do for rook g1? If you guys are alert, you will spot it very easily. Black to play. What will Adhiban play? Ishan says it's still showing 999, 562, 688. Okay, I think that is for us at the back end. It shows 1 billion. So yeah, it will update. And in the meantime, like Nikhil Roshan says, please hit that like button, because आज तो बनता ही है यार. 1 billion views there we have on YouTube. So yes, knight c3 exactly. Rook g1 is saying कि तुम्हारा g1 बर्बाद हो गया, and c3 pawn will be lost along with it. The knight will jump here. These are crazy passers. बस आगे ही बढ़ते जाएंगे. So it's not easy for white to find a way to continue with his attack. करेगा क्या? One piece is. Look at this. Here also you will find a very common pattern in both the games. The pawn is tying down a piece, an important piece. Here for c3 is tying down rook on c1, and here the a3 pawn is tying down the knight on c2. Yes, we are attacking. You can say, okay, our rook is also tied down. True, but with its choice. It is his own boss. जब उसको उधर से निकलना है, वो बोलेगा टाटा बाय बाय, आई एम ऑफ टू माय वर्क and I've got a career goal, that new career goal. That's what it's gonna say. So very, very common here. But this is interesting knight endgame with the open files, and now I guess this rook is gonna jump to a3 very soon. Going to Priyanka's game, bishop d2 was played by her opponent. She takes the pawn on e4, releases the tension, maybe a little bit too soon. Takes, b takes. The whole tension is released, but her queen enters the 7th rank, attacks this c2 bishop. Rook goes to c1. Had to leave this file, d file here, and Priyanka goes queen a2. But white queen also goes to a6, finds counterplay there, attacks c6. Here also a5 is under an eye, so Priyanka needs to be a little careful. Okay, going back to this game, Harsha's game, rook f1 by his opponent, and queen c7. I think both of them really are figuring out a plan. In the meantime, he goes rook b4 again. Nothing much is happening if you look at the position, but once this kind of position, once it explodes, it's all going to be, I think it's all going to be very crazy for white, especially because of his king, which I find really weak, and a lot of base of this pawn chain, which looks very weak. The 7th rank. Let's go to Adhiban's game. His opponent goes queen g2. Maybe wants to create a battery here. So queen g2, and Adhiban has a shot here. Can you find it? Black to play. I guess Adhiban will find it, but before Adhiban, can you find it? That's the question. He does have a shot. It's not a big shot, it's a small shot. Travel with Nikhil Roshan says, congratulations for such a nice view count, Amruta ji, and the whole Chessbiz India team. Yes, the whole Chessbiz India team for sure, without which it was not possible. Gaurakshak says, why Chessbiz India not making opening trap videos anymore? That's a good question, because it's one of the favorite series. By the way, Adhiban goes c6. He's not found, but all of you guys, Palanaipan, Ritik, Saumik, and Arav, Sumati, yes, you guys were right. Knight c3 was the shot winning a pawn here, because if you take this knight, then it's a back rank there. Rook a1 check, and white would have lost the queen. I am sure that Adhiban would have spotted that, and what would be the reason that he rejected it? Did he find any better move than that, or did he just miss it? He played c6, and rook g1 now is played. He goes rook a7. That's what he's playing. It seems like he has missed it. He did miss it. I believe that after missing it, sometimes you might realize. Though it is better if you don't realize during the game. No, it's better if you realize and get another chance for the same. But it is worse if you realize and you feel, if you keep feeling guilty about missing it. That's the whole point. But look at the side defense. This is one beauty about the rooks, that you have to make sure long distance defense there. And now this knight is threatening. Knight takes c3. So back rank is permanently weak there, and Adhiban is clearly better. Also look at Henderson's time. Oh my god, I just completely missed that. 1 minute 15 seconds. Yeah, that's 1 minute 15 seconds. That's too less. What's happening with just one moment. Yeah, that's all cool. Let's go to Harsha's. Let's go to this game, Harsha's game. Knight a6 has been played. They still have not figured out the plan entirely. Who is going to take which break? They are still figuring out. 3 minutes with Levan. About Priyanka's game, a few moves have happened. She goes knight h4. Now she is given the whole piece because she's gonna get the bishop back if she captures. But bishop e3 by Marina. Knight takes f3, g takes f3, and now look at this pawn structure. Queen goes back to c4, because if you capture, bishop takes h3, then queen takes c6. This was a possibility. Priyanka chooses to go queen c4 and exchange these queens there. Goes into the end game. Rook b1, rook b8. This is the current position there. This is almost unclear, but Priyanka has 17 seconds. Is it true? Because this time is going to be very, very difficult for her. If it is 17 seconds, there is a lot in this position she needs to take care of. The knight jumps into f5 and h5 by Priyanka. Let's quickly, this is going to get very tough with 20 seconds. Let's go to Harsha's game. He goes rook b1 by his opponent. Knight goes to c5 again. Are they going to repeat here? If knight a6, rook b1, it will be a draw. But Harsha will be black. But I definitely think Harsha maybe is not estimating this position as so much better for him. Let's see. Oh no, he rejects the draw, which means he completely is aware that this is a better position for him. Rook goes to b1. Slowly and steadily, white is trying to change the plan now. Let's go to Adhiban's game. Rook g6 there. Any threats with rook h6? No, nothing of that sort. Knight c3. He simply captures the pawn there. Knight takes c6. And that's a huge blunder with 20 seconds. What Henderson does? Rook c7. Knight goes back to b4. This knight simply moves from here and attacks the rook on g1 with the threat of 1, 2, 3 moves. In 3 moves, Adhiban is making a queen. What is white going to do? You have no time to move this rook. But d5, that's what the counterplay he tries to find. It doesn't really matter. Adhiban can just simply take the rook and is going to be material up. Later capture this pawn and also has this passer going. Yes, he does take the rook. Rook takes c6. Queen goes to h5. Oh, the king is super weak. Super weak. Adhiban with black is crushing it. In fact, Henderson has played so well in the first 2 classical games. And if this game, AD beats him with black, it's going to be with white. Very, very simpler for him. Just 4 seconds for Henderson. Ooh, this is going to be over. This is... Wow, what a play by AD. Amazing. Tejal says, I still remember Amruta from the past shying away from joining Sagar in the stream, and look at her slaying like a queen. Thank you, Tejas. Yes, he does take king takes g1, because if queen takes g1, there was queen f3 check. So king g1, and AD is thinking, yeah, go c3. Oh, in fact, even nicer idea, which I would love, g5, a B style. What is AD going to do? Okay, AD says, no, simple chess, I'm winning, Amruta. Why do you want me to go g5 and all that? f3 by Henderson. stopping c2 because the queen is controlling, the knight is here. But don't you worry, because this king, and look at the back rank, AD just needs to shift his rook with the idea of rook a1 check. Rook c4, AD goes rook c4. Yeah, that's winning too. Where do you go with your, wherever you go with your knight, then you have this b4 b3. कुछ नहीं हो सकता अभी इधर. Nothing is possible. Anything there in this game? No, not yet. Rook g8, knight b3, knight of d7. Something is happening there. But let's look at the finish here in AD's game. Sachin Ranade says Adhiban OP. Oh. Yeah, the way he is beating his opponent, I'm sure like it's going to help him finish this match in the first 2 rounds if he continues with this form. Knight c2. How things can differ, you know, when in classical games both the opponents whose rating was just 50-60 points different, and they have had such tough fights, and in rapid games it's all so different. Suddenly queen f7 Adhiban plays, queen e2 there. What next? He stopped b4 because c4 will be hanging. Can you go rook a8 now? I like rook a8. Yeah, looks good, but AD goes rook c5 and attacks the d5 pawn. AD is like being greedy, wanting to take more material. Queen d3, rook d8. Look at him. He's like, I'm fine. These pawns can stay there. I'm just gonna capture. I don't want to make a queen. I just want to checkmate you. That's what he's saying. Once just the open file and it's all going to be over. So that's what AD is doing. 2 seconds for his opponent. 1. Okay. 10 seconds increment is there, by the way, guys. So his opponent is making moves when, you know, whenever he's coming down to 1 or 2 seconds, his opponent is making a move. So e4 breaks. So they're all going to be in a way desperate moves. But the last shot, now this one is a big shot, guys. Queen takes e6 and there you have a pin there. AD is winning a rook. Will he play? Yes, he plays queen e6, d6, and Adhiban has managed to win this game, beating Henderson with the black pieces and very, very smoothly. Let's go to the next game. Well done, Adhiban. Adhiban OP for sure. Knight a5, b6, knight b3, knight e6. Now look at this. Levan has 1 minute 30 seconds. Harsha has 3 minutes 30 seconds. 2 minutes more. मैगी नहीं बनाना है अपने को वो 2 मिनट में, बट क्या पता बोर्ड पे एक्चुअली मैगी बनाना है. दैट इज ट्रू. लाइक are you eating मैगी or are you eating banana? But knight e6 there. फालतू जोक्स के लिए. सागर is not here to laugh. So yeah, is Harsha thinking of, because he's got his rook here, maybe he is planning g5 ideas. I would love if that happens on the board. यहाँ पे look at this rook and the king and the queen. इन तीनों को देखा तो बस you remember it can be the time to disco. Disco can happen. Knight goes to d2, but Harsha goes f5. No, he's still planning g5 later. It's not completely out of sight. g5, king goes to f2. Black, obviously, come on, how can you keep your king here? You feel worried. The storm is coming at you. You don't want to stay there. The king goes to f2, rook f7, king goes to e1. Now here we can see in the time pressure how Harsha is, started making it clear for his opponent. He did not start it when the opponent had 5 minutes. But when the opponent is having 1.5 minutes and then you show him, dude, this is my plan. Okay, then he has nothing much to do there. Queen g1. I really, feel sad for this queen. मतलब क्या होनी चाहिए थी और क्या है within these squares? As good as a knight. But queen g1, knight goes to c5 again. Why is he taking his knight to c5 though? Because I would still love these ideas with g5. Oh yeah, he wants to go e4 break. But that's the reason the queen is on g1. Keeping an eye on the d4 point. King goes to d1, the king is running. But भाग के जाएगा किधर जिधर भी जाएगा वहां पे ओपन ही तो है. How is the king going to escape? Rook a8. f4 there. Finally, something by white. A pawn move. Kuch to blocking this. Now what is he going to do? It's a deflection because d4 will hang. But Harsha says knight a4 and now is the time to go to c3. A fork is threatened. What is Levan going to do with 1 minute in hand? Does he need to sacrifice an exchange? Does he have anything else? Rook b3. Rook b3. Can it not trap? Oh, this knight, can it not jump there? Ooh, not easy for white anymore. Not easy at all. Wow. Also with knight on c3, ये भी तो weak है. Right time there. By the way, we have a news. Kejo says Priyanka draw. Okay, that's quite decent for black. She is drawn, which means next game if she wins. By the way, rook a4 sacrifice has happened. Rook a4, f takes e5, queen takes e5, and now knight f3. So what white is saying that I have given up a rook, but I'm collecting your important central pawn so that I'll get some space. Now what should black go? Where should this queen go? Is a question. Harsha goes queen f6. But maybe computer suggested queen e7. Let's see, does it really matter? Queen takes d4. You will have to exchange the queens there. I mean, you will have to allow the queen exchange there. But this gives some time for, Levan, because after queen exchange, his king is a little bit safer there. And oh, I love the pawn on d4. I love the pawns on d4 and e5 more than this exchange. So I'm sure that still not so easy. It's still not so easy until it's over. Queen d4. Rook 4 b3. c5. Are you saying c5 right now? You wouldn't want to fix the pawns, right? Not so sure. Maybe if the rook is on e5, but then where? Like queen takes d4, knight takes d4, attacks the pawn on c6. You don't have an option. Would still prefer to keep these pawns like here as much as possible. He goes c5. He's played. Actually, he did play c5. But the computer at least doesn't like that you have fixed this pawn structure here, accepted a backward pawn, and now your knight is tied down. So this knight tied down for this pawn and this knight for this pawn. But the difference is the king eventually seems like coming closer to defend the a3 guy. Rook takes f6. Okay, this is his plan. He's now defended with the rook. But your knight, where is it planning to go? This is covered. Oh, you need to find a way to attack the weaknesses. King goes to d2 and f4. This is how he's creating weaknesses there, breaking this structure open. Nice move. f4 by Harsha. 1 minute to Levan. Very, very important moment. The one who wins this gets closer to playing against Magnus Carlsen tomorrow. What do you play? You gf4. What else? Rook g1. These are the only two options for Levan. Okay, he does play rook g1, fg3, rook g3, rook went to a8. Now he's shifting the rook. Maybe doubling it, but where? On f8. Maybe doubling on f8. He'll go to f4. Maybe challenge the rook exchange because rook g4, fg4 will give him a passer. That sounds cool. Rook g5, rook f5. He challenges rook f5, but then rook f5 is... Oh, why doesn't he take it? Because with rook f5, gf5, it seems like this pawn is no more a passer. But he goes rook g1. Oh, that's good for Harsha if he doesn't take it. But rook f5 was not a very nice move there. But come on, you have 2 minutes and all of this pressure. What are you going to do? Do you want to exchange one knight and make it easier so that h4 becomes weaker? That's another option. I like knight e5. Can Harsha find knight e5 here? Also, it makes it a little easier for him with this exchange, I feel. So, knight e5. White has this. Once e3 and d4 happens, white will try to create some passer. Rook g1. Harsha is thinking, oh Harsha, the time gap is now reducing. He plays king h6, making sure that the king will later get g5 break. This pawn, the rook pawns against the knights are always very, very dangerous. But is it giving a chance to white to bring his knight to d5 and giving up the pawn on a3? Or just knight e3 going rook a1 and then going knight d5? That will give counterplay to white. Will Levin find it? He's thinking. Down to 50 seconds. It's not 2 minutes rapid. It's 2 match 25 plus 10. Yeah, he goes knight e3. That's a very alert move by Levin. I like rook f4 better here, so that whenever the knight jumps in, you have rook g4. Oof. Okay. This is quite a tensed situation with almost equal time, but the whole game was about the knight dance. And now white's knights have started to, flow in. That too with very less time. You have to be very careful about forks. Many blunders happen, fork blunders happen in time pressure. Harsha is now down to 58 seconds. Not a very good sign. Come on, you have to play. Rook f6 will give a tempo, so not rook f6. You will discard that. Rook f4 also is giving a tempo, but the whole point is you get a counterplay. So rook f4 or rook f7. These are the moves. I think he wants to go rook f4, but maybe you have to calculate knight d5. He's thinking. He's down to 30 seconds. His opponent is having double the time. At least one thing is important. Harsha must take care is he doesn't lose this with black. Because he was always so much better in this game that losing this game would be very, very hard. That is something he must definitely take care. Yes, Adhiban has won and Priyanka has drawn her game. Rook f8. Why is Levin thinking for knight d5? Rook takes a3 is something he will need to calculate. So knight d5, rook a3, knight d7, that is something where he needs time to calculate. So I'm not sure if he will play that. But if he goes rook a1, then this should be okay. Because the rook is not active anymore here. So knight d5 is a must for Levin if he needs to find counterplay. Both the players under 20 seconds. Bullet match now. This is bullet. Never heard of Levin before. No, he's a very, very strong player. Okay, he goes rook a1. He doesn't go for that because it was very hard to calculate all of that. Harsha goes knight f6 there. Maybe Harsha is, firstly he's stopping knight d5 ideas, and maybe he's also eyeing for knight g4. Rook b1 attacks the b6 as soon as this knight has moved away. You wouldn't want to take this pawn and give this pawn away. Okay, he does take it. Rook a3, rook b6, rook a2 check. But now you have this big weakness there, and if you lose that pawn, the 3 pawns would be such a storm. No, this is getting highly complicated. Black has lost his advantage. Black has lost his advantage, but even if the computer says equal, not at all closer to equal with the knights and with these weaknesses there. Very complex for both the sides. Goes knight d7, rook goes to b7. Oh, he has to take care of not getting into this mating pattern. So knight f6. Are they going to repeat? Rook b6, knight d7. That's a chance of repeating. Knight g5. Oh, he's tied down this knight now. Rook a8. This knight cannot move. By the way, knight f7 check, king g7, but there is no good discovered attack. The good thing is the rooks are away. And after knight f7, there is nothing else hanging in discovered attack. But is there a perpetual? Check. Moves. Knight e5 check. Keeping an eye on the g6. Knight f7. Oh, that's happening on the board. King h6 because you need to defend this guy. If knight f7, then there will be a perpetual. But white, can he get very ambitious? No, he can't. Maybe they are going to repeat. Oof, crazy game. Harsha always manages to make it crazy, yeah? Yes, he goes knight g5. No, he's not repeated it. Knight g5, king h6. But the photographic draw can happen if knight f7 check is going. But anyway, Harsha is not worried about anything. So I don't think he will claim it. Oh, Levan has changed. He's gone rook c7. But Harsha has 45 seconds now. Levan has 17 seconds. He's attacking the c5 pawn. How do you defend it? Rook a5 maybe. But which rook? Yeah, rook 8 a5. I think so. Is it a blunder or something? Oh, rook 8 a5 would be a blunder. Man! Not rook 8 a5. A very natural move would be a blunder. Because of, guys, white will then go rook f7 and this knight will be under trouble. You cannot move because there is a mate. And if you go here, then e4, e5. That would be the threat. So black needs to be careful. Harsha needs to be careful. He has only 5 seconds. Don't play rook a5. Oh, he goes this a5. That's good. Rook to a5. That is definitely a good idea. Check. Moves back. Knight g5 check. Knight e6 now. I know your question. Why was the same thing not working? Because that time for e4, I guess you would have been able to stop e5. But knight e6, he attacks c5. Amazing fighting spirit shown by Levan. Though he has so many times possibility of repeating, he's not. Because he knows if he wins this, then second round becomes way more easier. So knight e6. Harsha has to be super careful. Such a huge compensation for white for the exchange. He goes rook e8. Attacks the knight. But white is winning a pawn. Knight c5. Becoming tough for Harsha. Oh, thank you, Rakshit. I think after this round we will shift to Lichess. Knight c5, g5. That is a good timing by Harsha because g5 he finds counterplay. It's very very important. The counterplay is this h pawn. As we know, the rook pawn against the knights. Very very tricky pawn. So knight d4. Go h4. Go h4, Harsha. Come on. "17 seconds. One of the most complicated games. Rook a2 check. King goes to c3. But the king coming here. Will Harsha give the exchange back? No, that wouldn't be good because these two pawns look very dangerous. But if not, then what else should he do? h4. He had to play h4 then. But now he goes h4. Knight e6 check. Knight e6 check is going to make the king a little bit hell over there. But his opponent doesn't find it. His opponent goes rook g7 check. The king is in danger with the rook and a knight combination. King goes to h5. Now knight e6. And is there a mating idea? Yes, there is some idea there. Knight c6, which is very difficult to calculate in 5 seconds. Very difficult. Very difficult. h3 goes. That's over because it's a checkmate in 2 moves. Harsha misses that. King h6 and knight f5 check. And it's a mate. Oh my god, what a game. Hard luck. Really heartbreaking for Harsha because full game he was just clearly better. I mean, But unbelievable fighting spirit by Levan. He rejected the draw towards the end so many times. This is really going to be difficult for him. But he is white in the next game and he needs to make a comeback. Guys, what do you think? I think the important moment was here. Here, actually, Rook C7 was a very good try because practically it made Black's tasks very tough. Come on, in this situation, you have to find a move like 98, and firstly, it's a backward move, and with very few seconds in hand, such moves become very difficult. I mean, they're just not human moves at all for that time. So, to get into this situation, with you see the rook and the knight and the pawn with such a pawn structure can create the mating net, can tie down your pieces and put this constant pressure on you, which at the end you have to give in. So I guess one key point was here where he played f4, and f4 wasn't a really good idea there. Yeah, c5 was kind of a committing. No, it was not. They were not easy decisions for 1 minute and all of that. It was a tough game, guys. But really, hats off to Levan for such chess, yeah, and such fighting spirit. And I'm hoping that Harsha will fight back with the white pieces in the next game. Okay, as Rakshit says, Leeches is back, so we will be shifting there. Tie breaks. "24 games. All the games are over. One game is going on. Queen and two rooks. I don't think they'll start until this game is over. So this is the game currently which is going on. I'll quickly change the layout. Guys, do you know how much time there will be a break before the start of the next round? Have they given the timing anywhere? Okay, there we go. So this is the last game going on between Smirin Ilya versus Avila Pavas Santiago, Colombia. Tomorrow. No. Next game, like 25 minutes. There will be two games. So the first round is over. I have to update the score. And now there will be a second round with the opposite color. So Priyanka drew, right? So Priyanka will be right now 1.5. Oops, 1.5. Then Harsha lost, so he will stay on 1. And then Adhiban 1, right? So he will be on 2 now. So Adhiban only needs a draw. Harsha is in a must-win situation, and for Priyanka a draw or a win to not get knocked out. One first. needs a draw. Okay. For sure, the next round is not beginning until this one is going on. So Harsha needs must win. And Priyanka, anything, same situation. When does round 2 start? When does round 2 start? No, round 2 starts tomorrow, but when does the second game of this tiebreaker start? ये वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप 2024 के लिए है क्या? ये वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप के पहले कैंडिडेट्स के लिए है. So candidates winner will play the world champion, will play against Ding, candidates winner. But to play candidates, the top 3 of this tournament, they will qualify. So this is, yes, for world championship. Who do you think will go to the farthest in the World Cup? As I have said, any of the young guns. Can't name, but any of the young guns. Queen versus 2 rook and there is a pawn. Should, like, it looks like in favor of black, but we'll see. In the meantime, once this game ends, I'll set everything up. Guys, I also want to show you something. Today, we actually reached 1 billion. Isn't that amazing? Just look at this. 1 billion views. The total views since we started our channel. That's how the views are. And yeah, it's a great news. Thanks to you all for watching the chess content there. That really boosts chess. So thank you so much for that. Oh, I also want to show you something. Maybe I will replace my video. Just let me know if you are able to hear some moments. If any of you have not seen, let me show you. Wait. Yeah, look at this. Harsha here. And just let me know if you can hear them.
For this game number 2, you can handshake and start your clocks. Now we are ready to start, and I'm happy to wish you a good game for this game number 2. You can handshake and start the clocks. Now we are ready to start, and I'm happy to wish you a good game for this game number 2. You can handshake and start the
Where? How did you like the video? Guys, how did you like the video? Had you seen this? Did you get a feel of the tournament? Congratulations. Thank you guys, all those who are congratulating, because Chessbiz India reached 1 billion views, total views on YouTube. I think we would be the maybe the second YouTube channel. I think Gotham Chess had reached, must have reached, I believe. So we would be the second channel. This is the last game going on for the tie. Oh, it's done. It's a draw, so this game is over. So next games should begin soon. Let's have that. Oh, by the way, there's another video which I'll show you. Let me show you. Yeah. Rishi Anand,
5-time world champion.
the first move.
Proceeds with the first move
World Cup.
as first in the open section first row. So he will play for Youssef Al-Hassadi against Ivan Cheparinov. And then we will slightly move to the women's section against Elin Rubers. Thank you. So before we start,
That was cool. That was cool. So Vishy Anand is at Baku, and he inaugurated yesterday's round. And Aniruddha says, does Samay's channel count as chess channel? No, only chess channel. No, it doesn't count as only chess channel. Yogesh says, nice videos. Did Sagar shoot them? No, Sagar is doing commentary for FIDE. For the first round, that is for 3 days, and tomorrow he will travel back, so he will join us from round 2. And this was shot by Shahid Ahmed, who writes articles on Chessbiz India about this event, and generally he also he's from Kolkata, so he shot this video and he's made it. But I think we got a nice feel also about the players and everything, how the hall is, and now when we are seeing the games, it's easier to, place them. Kejo says Chessbiz India was interviewing Uganda brothers. अच्छा, हमें आज did AD qualify? हमें अभी पता चल जाएगा अगले 1 घंटे में. Next 1 hour will clear a lot of curiosities. Guys, can you give me some interesting what is the most interesting thing currently happening in your life? I think this is the most interesting question I can ask until the game starts. But guys, I'm telling you, if the game begins, then I won't be able to read the most interesting thing that you will have to write again later. But what is the most interesting thing going on in your life? Round 2 will begin now. Not round 2, sorry. Round 2 will be tomorrow, but the game 2 of this match will begin now. Amayo Gamer says preparing for JEE. Wow, and that is interesting for you, so congratulations. Aniruddha says FY and SEM. First year ka. That will be easy, I believe. Shopper says we'll go to sleep now. The most interesting thing. Oh, Gaurav Kote says preparing for Asians Taekwondo Championship. Wow, Gaurav, all the best. That is amazing. So you play chess also and Taekwondo also. Step says I got 26k rank in JEE. Well, I don't really understand that ranking system there, but congratulations. Aniruddha asked, what if Magnus doesn't want to play candidates? Yeah, he can skip it, and mostly the fourth, whoever is fourth will, I mean, depends on firstly where, if Magnus comes in top 3 or not. Step says in drop year with chess. I mean, you have dropped your year, dropped your college because of doing too much chess, or you have dropped 1 year not playing chess. Ah, nice, Gaurav. All the best. And if you win anything, do write. Do anyway, you can send us some report from there. That will be nice. How chess helps you. Nikhil says we'll be playing AICFB West Zone Selection Tournament in Goa. Oh, nice, Nikhil. That's nice. Will all these players will also be there? Kishan, Ganguly, and Aryan and Soundarya. Step says no, drop after 12th for JE. Marvelous says watching the live stream. Wow. Aniruddha says because of playing too much chess in lockdown, I scored less in JE and ended up in NIT. NIT is also good, right? Maybe because of watching. So let's say you get a good job and there maybe they say ki, oh, you play chess, come on, you have to work here with us. Yeah, the pros and cons of playing chess, watching chess. Real showdown starts from tomorrow. Yes. But today also the way the certain things, I mean, a lot to learn from these players. Gaurav Kote says Kishan and Stani are from my place. Nice. Oh, Yash Jain says Samay show in London. You got tickets for that. अरे क्या बात है यश. फिर तो मजा आने वाला है. कब है शो? When is the show happening? Dwight Payan says I'm in a weird dilemma here. I don't play chess much, But for some reason, I would love to watch the chess streams and videos. I think Dubai Payan, many people are in your place who don't like to play chess as such, but they do love to watch and just like how like many of us, for example, don't play cricket, right? But love to watch that kind of a thing. So what's the dilemma? Nobody's forcing you to play chess, right? Yes is hoping to play chess with him. अरे chess board लेके जाना, फिर एक गेम खेलना, सीक्रेटली शूट करके उसको हराना, फिर बेच देना. मजा आ जाएगा. Any chance for you to beat Samay? You think what's your rating? Marvelous says I'm watching the stream from the TV and commenting from my phone. Multitasker. Step says I got IIT Gwalior, which is even better than some NITs. सब लोग IIT में मजा आता है क्या पढ़ने को या प्रेशर आता है? Gaurav says I have a love-hate relationship with playing chess. I think you love chess when you're winning and you hate chess when you're losing, right? Yeah. It's not IIT, it is IIIT. वो क्या है IIIT? सुना नहीं है, but is it duplicate IIT or is it a competitor to IIT or is it a bhai to IIT? I don't know. I just hope that while talking to you, you guys will keep telling me interesting things and I will miss the round. ये नहीं होना चाहिए बस. प्रेशर आता है, मजा बट नॉट इन पढ़ाई. पास आउट फ्रॉम आईआईटी भुवनेश्वर 2017. अरे फिर तो काफ़ी टाइम हो गया. यू मस्ट बी वर्किंग एंड ऑल. राइट, वंस आईआईटी इज डन फिर रिलैक्स. यश जैन से 1500. अरे दैट्स कूल यश, इतना सैड होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है समय. व्हेन ही विल प्ले वेरी बैड, ही विल प्ले लाइक 1100 1200 ऑल्सो. बताना नहीं उसको, ये बोला है मैंने. हराओगे तो ही बोल देना, नहीं तो मत बोल. प्रियंका एंड ब्रुनेलो स्टार्टेड. ओके, लेट्स गो लेट्स गो लेट्स गो. 1 सेकेंड. ये देखो मैं बड़बड़ क्या कर रही हूँ यार, तैयारी करने की थी. और विमेन सेक्शन 38 गेम्स किधर स्टार्टेड? राउंड 2 गेम 1 तो है नहीं. राउंड 1 टाई ब्रेक्स है. नो इट्स नॉट स्टार्टेड. 9 गेम्स नॉट येट स्टार्टेड. गेम स्टार्टेड. लीचेस पे हैज इट स्टार्टेड और नॉट? नहीं तो वापस. Don't tell me I'll have to adjust everything again. Has it started on leeches, guys? Just let me know once. If you can help me with this, that would be awesome. Because for me, you can see I can't see the games here. So let me also check once. So it's not started on leeches, but I will check here. Yeah, over here it is started. So on leeches, I think we will get the game very soon. We should be able to get the games very soon. But please let me know if it starts on leeches. Once again, I think I'm adjusting. Phew, 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 phew. Yeah, it seems like, I think let's forget it. Let's just better to watch the games wherever we get to see. More important. Such an idiot I am. I should have kept both ready ना. So that ये time बच जाता था. ठीक है. Okay, it's at least set here. So let's see the games. Priyanka's game is on. Priyanka is white. Last game she had drawn. So here, if she draws, then she goes to the next tiebreaker, which is 10 minutes each plus 10 seconds increment. But if she manages to win this, then she goes to round 2 already. Isn't that amazing? So this, and here she's white, so great chances, slight edge for her. Can we also check if other games have started? Adhiban's game and Harsha's game. Adhiban is in must win situation, sorry, Harsha is in must win situation, and Adhiban is already so much better, and he only needs a draw. Computer loves his position. I think we missed the opening moves there, but this is the current position. He has played, last move has been e5 by his opponent. Seems like a little sooner this break has happened, and Adhiban has a nice move there, going knight e4, and he finds it. That's the best move in this position, attacking this bishop, and most probably his opponent is going to exchange this knight here, but he's played e5, and this bishop is also unleashed after knight e4. So yeah, 1 2 3 guys here attacking, plus this guy over here. So Adhiban is in a very comfortable position. Going to Harsha's game, let's look at Harsha, because he is in a must win situation. So most important game, this is the most important game. It's Benoni there, which has happened on the board. Rook on e1. In Benoni, you can see white has a pawn majority in center and king side, and black has a pawn majority on queen side. So this bishop is completely open. Eventually white might go for f4 ideas. He's gone rook f e1 there. E4, though in the open file, though under pressure, is very strongly defended by both the knights. Even if this gets exchanged, nothing to worry about it. Rook, last move black played was knight h5 and rook f e1 by Harsha. Black is thinking here. Another thing is, at some point he's gonna clamp this with a5. Harsha is in a must win situation. He's lost the last round, and Adhiban only needs a draw. Oh, players' names are not visible. Yeah, of course. Time also. Thanks. I'm just gonna check if Leeches is back. Nope. ठीक है. Not happening today. So इतना adjust करके भी it was even useless. this is okay now. Okay. Also, let me just have the thumbnail of this one for now. Okay, very sorry guys, I got a little bit distracted there, but all set right now. And here we have, this is Harsha's game. Rook F1 is the last move he has played. We will stick to this game, but Adhiban's game is already going towards a lot of exchanges. Knight e4, bishop e4, rook went to d8. He has taken the central pawn, d takes e5, and knight takes e5, knight takes e5, bishop takes e5 will be a discovered attack, but you can simply move your queen away. And after all of these exchanges, one thing is clear, that Adhiban will have a good bishop, which is putting pressure here. So he is in no danger. Even looking at the time, he is in no danger. That means if Adhiban qualifies to round 2, his opponent is going to be Daniel Dubois. Very, very exciting game. So Karthik is going to play Hikaru Nakamura. Adhiban will play Daniel Dubois, and if Harsha, who is in right now must win situation, he is fighting to play with Magnus Carlsen. Yes, D takes E5. So here he is thinking, what about Priyanka? Priyanka, if she wins, she will go to round 2, and in round 2, she will face Humpy if she is able to beat her opponent in this game. So C5 has been played. Still a very standard position. So many times the ideas are like taking here. If takes, then this remains a hanging pawn. The knight jumps in. This pawn stays on b3, trying to put pressure over there. But of course, for d takes c5, black may also play knight takes e5, but he will have to play with the isolated pawn. No, Priyanka doesn't take it. She goes knight e5, opens up her fianchetto bishop, and keeps all the pressure here with a disco always in the hand. A pleasant position for white there. Let's go to the Harsha's game, because that is a must-win situation. Bishop d4 played by his opponent. a5. Oh, he already does this clamping of the pawns there. So whenever b pawn moves, wherever it will be, either opus or a exchange will happen, and this will become isolated. So queen f6 by black, supporting the d4 knight, also keeping an eye on f4. Rook a4. Oh, what is this idea? Putting more pressure on d4 guy. Does he intend to take on d4? Takes, and then will the pawn be lost? Could be possible. Bishop d4 is something to consider seriously for Levan, and he needs to decide, does he want to take on e3 otherwise, so that he doesn't need to calculate all of this. He has 21 minutes, and Harsha is having more time than Levan, because time will be very important whenever he is going super low on time. It's not becoming so easy for Harsha. So here the must-win situation is there, and outside there are all these thunders, and it is raining heavily here in Mumbai. Let's go, Adhiban. What has happened after d5? No, his opponent just simply pulled the bishop back, and AD went queen c2, attacking h7. The pawn is pushed to h6 right now, and Adhiban, can he not take here, because this is a pin, so you will have to take with the a pawn. Wow, these bishops here look so powerful that anytime such ideas can also be in the air. In fact, if Adhiban manages to win this with white, that is also going to help his rapid rating. Levan is still thinking. He's down to 20 minutes in this game. That's a good thing for Harsha. In Priyanka's game right now, she takes on c5, and I think the opponent Marina will take with the pawn and accept the hanging pawns there. There is a pin there. Let's not forget, so sometimes ideas like knight c4, knight a5, jumping in after b takes c5 will be very much in the air. Also bishop c7 and d5, you might win a pawn. So everything seems a little loose. So this is a great position for Priyanka out of the opening. That has happened. Adhiban has taken a takes b5, a takes b5, and now he is thinking. By the way, he is simply winning the pawn, or no? Is there a pin there? If he takes bishop c6, rook c8, there is a pin, but you have a way to get out of it. White to play, not so difficult. Subscribers count freeze ho gaya. Okay, let's warm it up. That's there. We won 12,37,178 right now, and guys, our target is to reach 13 lakh by the end of this event. So if you're watching, do subscribe. What is the format of the World Cup? I am going to show you the format of the World Cup very soon. So rook c8 there. The way to get out of it is queen, not knight d4. If you go knight d4, you wanted to support, but this knight jumps in with knight e5, that will be a trouble. But just moving your queen away from the pin would be it. So bishop c6 is actually possible, and Adhiban is thinking. He's not yet played, but he can take the pawn here. By the way, if AD is in beast mode, then he could consider moves like e6, though he should not risk that. He should not risk that. Okay, let's go to Levan's game. After rook a4, he thinks for pretty good time and he goes rook e7. His plan is to double on the e file, because here you have a semi-open file, the only semi-open file for black, and the only semi-open file for white is the c file. But he can keep pressurizing the e4 point there. Harsha is thinking right now. Also, the knight can jump to f4 at some point. So, whether you want to go g3 or not will be not an easy decision, because it's like a committal move. g3. You might also want to take the queen away. He goes knight f3. Harsha goes knight f3. All pressure on the d4 bishop to now say, what are you going to capture? My knight or the bishop? Of course, you would not want to give your bishop for the knight here. So bishop e3 is a pretty natural move there. RB once again entering rook and knights. Oh my god. They are playing only rook and knights. So much we are looking at the games today with only knights. I guess this is really amazing that in one day more emphasis on how the knights are working in closed position and what are the things to take care of. So, yeah, knight f3 by Harsha. Actually, your Levan is spending a little more time, which he did not have. He should have played this a little quickly. Kind of looks like a obvious move, but sometimes you might love bishops more than knights, and then yeah, there you are. You finally played it. So he should not have used this 1 minute which he used for this move. So takes, and now black. Do you think Levan can play a move like b5? Doesn't look so comfortable here at this point of time, but that's what is the best move by, says the computer. I doubt if Levan will play b5. Yes, this is another possibility for Levan, going knight e5 and challenging this knight. That's another one. But Levan, for him, he only needs a draw. So for Harsha, he really needs to complicate matters in some way. This is Harsha's game. Let's go to AD's game. He did play queen c3 with the ideas of e6, rook f e8, but e6 now. Can you not play e6 here? Of course, if e6 does defend the pawn with the queen here, that is possible. Wow, not an easy thing. It's just basically going for the compensation. So I don't think Adhiban will play e6. And e6 is not the only move. He can just simply continue taking control of this open file with rook d1. So let's see. What about Priyanka? What has she done? BC5, and here she went knight D3. But by doing so, she might have inserted more pressure on this guy, but a little less pressure on D5. Knight goes to E6, and she goes bishop E5. So that keeping an eye on this defender of D5. That's what. But this whole maneuver may not be the best idea there. Let's see how Marina is going to reply here. An important situation for black. What about Levan? He is still thinking. I think Levan in some way looks like under pressure, because in classical games he was not thinking so much, but in rapid games he is taking good enough time. I think Harsha should really take advantage of this fact. The format of the World Cup. So we have seen the first game 25 minutes plus 10 seconds. This is the second game, and out of the three players, we will get to know, Adhiban, if he ends in a draw, he will not be playing any more games today. Priyanka, if she ends in a draw, she will go to the next 10 plus 10 segment, and if Harsha wins, then he will also go in 10 plus 10 segment. Oh, that's pretty long time there by Levan. Let's just switch. Yes, Rook FD1 played by Adhiban, and the knight goes to C5. But how is the knight going to C5? Ah, guys, this is how. If queen takes C5, black to play. Blunder by Amruta. Can you find a move by black? Yes, quite simple though. But yes, rook d1, and here you win the exchange because you cannot capture the rook. Queen takes c5. That was a deflection here. So that's how knight c5 is the little tactic there. Obviously, Adhiban is going to take care of. But what if rook takes d8, rook takes d8? Once again, if you take this knight here, queen takes c5. Guys, what should... Tell me two moves. What should black play? ठीक है, थोड़ा इजी हो गया ना क्वेश्चन. Let's see how many of you, at least 50 out of 250, can you answer? Again the same. No, like if you go directly rook d1, it's not the same. Because if look at the bar. I think if all of you guys you thought, oh, rook d1, no, that is not working, because after rook d1, what you missed is the ulta back rank. Ulta back rank with rook d8, because there is this bishop h7 controlling the square. So you will have to unfortunately give back your queen. Wow, and white lands up, peace up basically. So it was important कि you guys were not casual चाय पीते पीते कि अरे again the same नहीं चल रहा है. Queen takes c5, rook takes c5, and then rook d1 check, and then knight e1, rook e1 mate. So that was the back rank idea. Nice trick there. So rook d8 has happened on the board, and Adhiban is of course not going to take the knight. He is thinking either he'll move the bishop, or he can in fact pin this knight as well. So let's go to Levan's game after thinking for quite a... Oh my god, look at, he's down to 13 minutes. Really important, and that too is not made a good move. It's really important that Harsha doesn't, try to think a lot like his opponent, and is able to make use of this much time difference. 7 minutes are critical for him. Here, the good moves, guys, for Harsha. Can you suggest some good moves? White to play. Some good moves for Harsha. e5. How can e5 be a good move? You want to attack the queen. अरे भाई, इतना कैसे short term? क्योंकि queen can take this rook, take this, and then क्या हुआ? D takes e5 here. So no, that's not working. But what I really appreciate about you guys is you're very happy to keep in mind that chess is a game of 64 squares. So that's good. Very proud of you about that. What else has been suggested other than e5? Queen d3. You don't want to exchange the queens. That is why you want to go queen d3. Only thing is the knight will jump to e5 and black needs a draw. So yeah, this is possible. But any other better suggestion? Oh, Medhansh, I like your suggestion. g4. Now look at g4. Very, very forcing. If you move the knight, you lose the queen. Oops, you lose the queen. So nahi ho raha hai wo. What does it say? It's forced to take the queen. Rook takes c3 and now the knight is attacked again. And you can go knight f4 or knight f6. But if you go knight f4, now all of you who had suggested that idea, jahan pe you are so proud of this guy here, you are right. e5 would be very, very strong at this point of time, because even if d takes e5 happens, white to play, and oh, lot of moves are happening, so I must not take time. I'll show you. Rook f4 and that's the pin there. So that's happening, but he did not play g4. He played, what did he play? He played knight d2. That's another nice move found by Harsha. b5, and now Levan is playing fast, but he has got an isolated pawn on a6. Rook a5 here. Queen takes e3. Rook takes e3 and knight f6. The knight goes back. Queen. No, what is happening? Are we at this position? How will queen d3 come? Maybe we are at this position. And then, yeah, maybe we are at this position right now. Knight f6 and Harsha is thinking. This is strategically a good position for Harsha. He is in a must-win situation. He has 6 minutes more. He just needs to, keep his calm, keep that time gap, and be alert with the knights, not to blunder any forks. You can see already if this knight moves, knight c4 is a deadly threat. So that's why at that point of time, maybe it was better to have the rook on the last rank and instead of a5, from where it only can create a little bit of issues there. So yeah, Harsha is thinking here. Let's see what he will play. By the way, we have to see other games as well. Adhiban plays queen b4, and after queen f8, he goes bishop b1. Now, once his queen reaches anywhere on this diagonal, then queen h7, checkmate threats are not going to be so easy to face. So right now, he's still not threatening here because the mate threat exists. So black is thinking. What about this game, Priyanka's game? Last we saw here, bishop e5, queen d7, she took f6, bishop takes f6, and knight went to a4, c5 is attacked, but her opponent just completely went rook dc8 and gave up this pawn. For what reason? Priyanka is simply a pawn up. Maybe her opponent thought that she has double bishop. Marina thinks that she has double bishop, but there is not enough compensation. So Priyanka is very, very close to beating Marina. And if Priyanka beats Marina, she plays with Humpy. Important now. f4 or e3. What will you play? Guys, f4 or e3? f4, f4, e3. Thoda, I think a little bit of confusion, but it's important that you play f4 and not e3, because for e3, yes, Medansh, well done. e3 is met with d4. Very good. So that's the reason you have to play f4 here. And she finds it, she plays f4. The bishop goes back to f6. Priyanka is thinking, but she is clearly better. A pawn up, a beautiful knight on the open file. That's an outpost there. A nice bishop, keeping an eye on this d pawn there. Yes, she has this e2 guy, a little sort of weakness against the d5 guy, but majority is on her side. Only thing is, against the double bishop, you better be a little alert with the king. Let's go to the next game. This is Adhiban here. Knight d3, bad move. Queen f8, king f8. You couldn't take with the rook. The knight would have been hanging. And now rook d1 pins the knight. Oh my god, he is winning a piece. You cannot support this knight. And time to resign. Oh, Adhiban has won. Guys, Adhiban wins and moves to round 2. And his opponent is going to be Daniel Dubov. ADOP, guys. ADOP. What a simple, smooth finish. No chance to his opponent. This is Levan's game. We are back here. Knight C, B1 by Harsha. His opponent goes knight E8. The knights have started with their journey. Do not get fooled that kahan ja raha hai, and in back ranks, that's how it is for them. Queen, why? One second. Knight C, B1 and knight E8. We are at this position. Better delete this variation. So where is this knight going? It's gonna go to c7. If you remember, in the last game also, Levan had a knight on c2 defending his a3 pawn. Similarly, right now he wants to defend his pawn and free his rook. That's why he's maybe moving there. Whereas for white, the journey might be knight a3 and knight on c4, eyeing this d6 weakness. So you see, black already has two weaknesses in this position as of now. Similarly, white also has the weaknesses, but who can attack them first? Who can be the first one to start putting the maximum pressure? That is the race there. But only good thing is Harsha also has 5 minutes more. At the same time, Harsha has this strategically better position. So he is definitely, there are very good hopes there for must win situation. Going to, he goes knight a3. What about Priyanka? She goes rook c2, rook f e8. This is defended. Rook f c1 and now g6. Things still are under control. Maybe she will start with b5 and creating a passer here. AD's game is over there. And here we have 2 games to watch. Let me also update the result on our overlay for AD. Goes to round 2. Is that easy to understand? I hope that Gropri says AD can beat Dubov. How many of you believe AD can beat Dubov? This is the best. Okay. Okay, that's the score updated there. Rook b7 goes Levan here, trying to, attack this guy there. Rook b3, Harsha actually pins this knight. Rook b8, and that's, one second, let me just delete this variation. I don't know why it's coming again and again, but no, I don't have any control over it. Some looks like a technical glitch there, but rook b8, and he has now defended this so that he can move the knight away. So Let's see what Harsha has. Harsha actually has to constantly with the knights have to find a plan. Now you cannot play knight c4, or can you? Because if knight c4, then you cannot take with the knight because rook takes b3. But if you take rook b8, and then if you take knight c4, the d6 is defended, and rook b4. In fact, you will go counter attacking because black needs only a draw. So that's why knight c4 plan is stopped. Harsha goes king f1, and Levan now goes this very aggressive move f5, because d5 is dependent on the c4 pawn, so he is deflecting there. So what is Harsha going to do? Is he going to play f3, or is he going to simply defend the d3 pawn, saying that I will capture with the knight, which is going to keep pressure on d6? So we have to see, both the possibilities exist, but time gap. Harsha is using a lot of time. Let's see what happens. By the way, guys, do hit the like button. Today we have reached on YouTube the total views 1 billion views for all the videos. So thank you so much to all of you who have been following. Also, thanks to all the people who have been very supportive to the Help Chess organization, where you can already see there on our overlay with 10 big believers there, basically meaning who have contributed over 50,000. But we also have a lot of others who have contributed, and all the amount goes to the young Indian talent. So do consider that. By the way, if you become a YouTube member, then it also the membership amount also goes to the talent. So do consider that. Did we have a member today? I think before the stream we did have a member today, but yes, we did have 2 members today. Binoy KP, he became a pillar of Indian chess and a new member. Wow, and that was before the stream. Also Nimesh, who is a pillar of Indian chess. So wow, that is amazing. 2 members. Thank you guys, thank you so much. Okay, f3 has been played by Harsha. F takes e4, F takes e4, and this is the current position. Black is thinking. So he decides that he feels comfortable with both the pawns in the center, and let's stay alert, because sometimes there will be ideas in the air with e5 and all. Also, there might be ideas like a sacrifice. You don't know, like in a must-win situation, at least you are in a position where you have all these sharp tactics in the air. But Harsha's all the pieces are attacking in some way, and that's the reason, at least the rooks, they are attacking, and that's the reason he is having this better position. Okay, let's go to Priyanka's game. What happened there? Knight a6. Oh, she played, but why does the computer not like it at all? Because of d4. The computer doesn't like, because d4 and d3, that's what it says, completely bashing open the position. But Marina doesn't find it. She goes queen d6, instead attacks the knight. The knight goes to c7, and very happy to win the bishop. Okay, oh, in fact, the queen moves, because can you move the rook? Where would the rook? Is the rook trapped? What was the problem? Why did she move the queen? Because if she goes rook, let's say e7 there, then there is knight 8, rook 8, and look at this, rook c6, and what an x-ray. What an x-ray. Wow, amazing. That is, I think her opponent missed that completely. She goes check first, king moves, and now she goes rook f8. But the same thing, takes rook c6. Priyanka is dead winning. Whoa, now she's just winning a piece. So I believe, oh no, she didn't win a piece. Why? Takes, queen d4 was there. Queen d4 defense, I missed it. It's not winning a piece, but she is winning another pawn. So Priyanka is 2 pawns up, and she has opposite colored bishop, so but with the rook. So only thing is a little bit of care, but this is clearly winning because she can create a passer here and one on this side, plus all her pieces are active, so black does not have composition. So wow, this is a big news. Let's go to this game again. Harsha's game, king f7, king goes to e2, king e7. They are improving the kings here, and Harsha is thinking now maybe looks like time to shift the rook here. Also observe this e6 square. Whenever the knight will come here or the rook will come here, it's gonna create a lot of trouble. But I like the move rook f3 very much over here. 7th rank is weak for black, and it seems like white's rook have better chances to get there. Blunder by her opponent. Yes, Priyanka, I did check, and Priyanka is winning almost one, you can say. Abhimanyu Singh says, I think the central pawns will be good in endgame for Harsha. Moreover, f file can be used now for attacking. Yes, that's, I definitely think rook f3 is a good time to go for. 13 minutes for Harsha. 5 minutes more than Levan. The must-win situation. The other two tiebreaker games, Adhiban has beaten Henderson and goes to round 2 against Daniel Dubois. Priyanka is clearly winning, or clearly winning right now. Rook e4, bishop d2 with 2 pawns up. So she is in contention to play in round 2 against Humpy. And here we have Harsha Bharatkoti in a must-win situation if he wants to play with Magnus Carlsen. Step says tomorrow all our favorites playing. Yes, tomorrow everybody, like 8 players. You see here, Vaishali, Humpy. Let me just, Vaishali, Humpy, Prag, Harika, Vidit, Gukesh, Arjun, Nihal, everybody, they are also joining. They are 8 people, 8 players, plus Adhiban, 9, and Divya, SL, Karthik, Abhimanyu, that is already 14. And right now 2 games are going on. So if in both the games we manage to win 16, that will be a huge result, let's say. But at least 14 games tomorrow, man, it is going to be so crazy. How do we watch 14 games, guys? We'll have to also select some priority games maybe, and that way. What about Divya Deshmukh? Yes, Divya has gone to round 2. Divya, Mary, those 4 I mentioned. Oh, by the way, I think the moves do not go auto aage. I have to be careful. So knight c4 by Harsha, knight c4. Oh, these are some exchanges happening, but these exchanges just help Levan because you need more pieces here to somehow attack. Knight c4. This is equalized. It's going to be hard. Rook b4 is incoming. Though you might keep your king here. Then knight f6 will be very, very tactical, threatening knight e4, deflecting the king, capturing the knight on c4. So not easy. This is not easy for Harsha now. But because of time pressure, anything can happen. When knights are on the board, kuch bhi ho sakta hai. Makeshwari says, thankfully this is classical round. So we have time to look at all 14 games. Top boards most. Who is Nihal's opponent? Yeah, let's see if 1 second. Here on the right you can see Nihal's opponent. It's GM Axel Backman. His classical rating is 2611. Yeah, that's Nihal's opponent. On the right you can see in that small thumbnail screen. By the way, we have the opponents updated. Pragnananda is playing with Maxim Lagarde, who is 2600. Arjun is playing with Sergi Azarov 2582. Gukesh and Vidit we are yet to get to know. I mean, they are playing in tie breaks most probably. That's why we don't know the opponents. But yeah, same time tomorrow at 4:30. Anyway, right now let's focus on this game. Rook b4 has been played. He played king d3 and a check there. King d2. I think this is going to be hard for Harsha. Knight f6 is incoming. Also, I don't see for rook b4 what are you going to do. Maybe king c3. But still knight f6. In fact, can his opponent keep repeating? Rook b4, king c3, knight f6. I don't have a way to support this. Very tough, very tough. What is happening with Priyanka? She played a3, defended the b4 pawn. Rook went to d8. Rook went to d4 in the pin, but attacking this guy here. Bishop went to e3. She once again attacked this. Bishop went back and she has started pushing her pawns. Beautiful bishop blocking one file. Another file is under control for her. That is the very smoothly going on. She is dominating the bishop with her pawns. A5 is incoming. Here this pawn and this bishop are a great combination, but f5 might be in the air. This is another weakness there. So okay, Priyanka is in control, and here after king d2, Levan is thinking he's down to 6 minutes, but he knows that this position is definitely equal here. a6, he should give up on a6, he should go for e4 and try to go for some exchanges there. Balaji says, before 7 years, Prag and Vaishali and I am playing in the same tournament. अरे क्या बात है, 7 साल में क्या ही बदल गया. Dark Hustler says, I had turned into a fan of Harsha after his comeback game on day 1. Yeah, he's actually, Harsha is, to be honest, played really well. It's really going to be heartbreaking. By the way, knight f6 did happen on the board. Harsha goes e5 there. e5. Is it not going to give up the d5 pawn? Oh, d takes e5 by Levan, and he goes d6. I think this is his wild card. The d pawn, the passer over there. He takes the a6 pawn until this pawn is here. You know, some chances to trick. If you have to technically talk about this position, there are no chances. But in time pressure, technique is not the only thing that works. So knight d7, not just time pressure, but also the pressure that you win this game or you draw this game and then you move to the next round. So that is also all about nerve. So knight d7 here. Knights are the best dash. Guys, fill in the blanks. Knights are the best dash. Board can be maximized. Photo space not required if the playing board. Name should be enough. Guys, yeah, tomorrow there will be 14 players. Would you like to have photos on the overlay like we had from day 1? Or do you think, I mean, this board is smaller because we are using chess.com board, but for Leech's board it will be not so small. Blockade, blockaders, blockers, riders and providers. Yeah. Respectful animal. क्या क्या नाम है? Dashers, defenders. Yes, best blockaders. Best blockaders. He goes rook a3, going for a rook exchange there. But if you take the rook, ba3, and then there is a rook pawn, this is the chance he is trying to take. But obviously, Levan did not take the rook. Why to give even that minutest chance to your opponent? So he goes rook b4. Bunny says jumpers. We have Chespa book, which is very, very cute and very nice. And there we have called him a jumper. Balaji says I'm from Erode and Inian is my junior. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yes, Muzar. By the way, Priyanka, did she win? Oh, Priyanka wins the game. Oh, well done, Priyanka. And in fact, she creates an upset because she was playing against a higher seed. Look at how the bishop is dominated. What a nice trap. Bishop cannot go anywhere here. And this is his own pawn. Wow. What a beautiful piece trap, guys. Don't get to see this so often. So the bishop is trapped here. And Priyanka will now be playing Koneru Hampi in round 2. So in 3 tie breaks, already 2 of them have moved to round 2, Adhiban and Priyanka. This is the last tie break which is going on. Harsha in a must-win situation, King C3, Knight goes to B6 and Harsha goes B3. But how is it going to work? Because a rook endgame after Knight C4, B takes C4, can you not simply take the D6 pawn there? Yeah, you can. You can. No, technically this cannot be. I doubt if it can be saved. It's happened on the board. Knight C4, B takes C4. This is going to be a little bit of a heartbreak for sure for Harsha because the main reason is because in the classical game, the first game he won, and the second game he only needed a draw. That was the whole point. So B takes C4, but let's see. But Levan Pansulia, what he played in the last game towards the end was incredible. The fighting spirit. That if he would have gone for a draw, imagine this game also would have ended in a draw. And then they would have played 10-10. Okay, let's see what slight chances can Harsha have. King takes d6 is an option, but black can also completely ignore that and go for e4. Levan is thinking, if this is a draw, then Harsha loses because, I mean, he needed he was in a must-win situation. Yeah, his opponent played rook b6. He did not take with the king, and rook goes to a7. But now rook takes d6, also cutting off the king. Even if you lose h7, it's okay. Yeah, definitely a little sad. Rook d6. Yeah, it did take here. e4. Only a miracle can save him. What about d7 and skewer? Gaya wo zamana. For Priyanka also I have to update. Yes, I will. e4 on the board. I happening there. In fact, black with this pawn could even try for a win in this rook end game. In fact, it's not even easy to defend for a draw. Because right now the threat is this is blocked and you need your rook on e8 to stop this pawn. But if you play rook h8, oh, can it, oh, he plays rook h8, but exactly rook d3 check. King went to c2 and now rook g3 is coming, it's losing another pawn. Very hard. Very hard now. Yeah, if Harsha loses, then out of 9 players who were playing in the first round, 2 of them will get knocked out. His opponent goes king e5 with the idea of getting the king here, or maybe here. Yeah, king d4, king c4. So it will be 2 players knocked out. This is losing, so even a draw would be knocked out. And then tomorrow we will have 14 players playing in round 2. So if you see the thumbnail here, the 8 players at the bottom, and yeah, 5 on the right, top right, and 2 from here. Plays g4, but now the king will enter. 15 plus. Sorry, I didn't. By the way, guys, one good thing happened today, that we reached 1 billion total views on YouTube. So thanks to all of you. He plays king d4 and now attacks the c4 pawn over here. Well, maximum counterplay is h4, creating a passer there. Not 14 players, but 15. Oh, acha, 15. Did I count wrong? Yeah, very sorry. Okay, 2 are getting knocked out. Simple maths. 15 players. Yeah, so the question I think I had asked people, but should we have, if we need 15 photos on left and right, those will be 8 and 7, something like that. Or I would suggest another idea. Yeah, I think this idea will be good. Maybe to have this thumbnail as it is, something like that, and to have a blank space below where we can write the score. Or maybe to not write the score at all. What do you think? What do you think? What do you suggest, guys? Rakshit says, I can assure you that by tomorrow afternoon, the bars will be working error free. Wow. Oh, h4 has happened. Rook went to g3. Look at the bar. थोड़ा सा ये हुआ उसको. g5. Rook g2 check. King moves. e3. And now king went to d3 with a checkmate in one threatened. And this is the position. King takes c4. Yeah. Oh, nice, Rakshit. Actually, we also have a possibility, Rakshit, ki the bar will be one below the other. Rook d6, and now it's all over. He went rook g4, but rook d2 check was all over. The king pawn endgame was winning for black. He goes rook g4, king e2, rook takes h4, king e3, and this is a plain simple draw. This is hanging, but yeah, this will go on. But yeah, rook d2 was simple for black. Design to ho jayega. I'm just making sure. Yeah, that's cool. So we can also instead of the photos, we can have one below the other bar. That is possible. Rook g8, c4, g6, c. Oh, they are going. Oops, they are going towards a book draw. c3 here, but you don't have any check to make a queen. He goes king f3, rook g6, king f4, king moves back, king f5. The rook will sacrifice itself for the g pawn. Yup. And there you have the draw. And with this draw, Levan Pansulea actually goes to round 2 and gets an amazing chance to play against Magnus Carlsen. Okay, so that's about it. What are the people make different frames? Say first frame has 7 photos, and then 8 comes. Keep alternating between them every minute. Please mention scores on screen tomorrow. Also, it's irritating that chat asking same question again and again. What if we pin? What if we just pin the comment with the score? How is that going to be easy? Huh. So if given an option that whether the scores should be pinned and nothing on the overlay, or do you like on the overlay? That would be very important to know, so that Sagar would be like after coming back, oh, this is great. And I'm like, okay, chat really helped us. What is सागर भाई प्रेजेंट रेटिंग? अरे भाई मेरे को नहीं पता प्रेजेंट रेटिंग, उसका देखना पड़ेगा, याद नहीं रहता है ना. बट honestly I don't remember. Harshit, FIDE pay you can check in the ratings. How about trying what's easy and comfortable for you? Exactly, because in 14 games, I am telling you guys, if some of the games end after 3.5 hours, it is going to be impossible. Imagine in Prague's game, something exciting is happening. Do you want me to look at those moves, or do you want me to update here that okay, Adhiban beat Daniel Dubois? So what is it? Harshit, please do not spam. You can easily find it on Google. What's his rating? So that's why I agree it should be easy. And we will see. We will see. I think Abhidaya will come up with something which is easier. But for today, let me just show you this once again. The Google slides here, very nice graphics by Abhidaya. These three players, Adhiban, Priyanka, and Harsha, played today in the third day of tie breaks. Adhiban beat Henderson and he moves to round 2. Priyanka also upsets her opponent, 2300 rated player Marina Brunello. She moves to round 2, will be playing against Humpy. Adhiban will be playing against Dubov. And Harsha Bharatkoti had a difficult day today. He lost against Levan Pansulia in the first game, and that's why he'll be knocked out. Going later today, another important day, because Chess Base India hit 1 billion total views on YouTube. So thank you, all of you. Okay, and going to next games tomorrow, Gukesh will be playing in the second round. He will play against one of the players, Cheng, Bobby, or Iskandarov. Whoever wins, he will be playing against them. Vidit will be playing against Mastro Vasilas or Blauberger, whoever has won in the tiebreak. Arjun will play GM Sergey Azarov with a classical rating of 2582. Pragnanda will play against GM Maxim Lagarde, whose classical rating is 2600. Nihal will be playing GM Axel Backman, 2611. Humpy will actually be playing Priyanka Nutakki tomorrow. So one Indian will be knocked out. Harika's opponent yet to get updated. Vaishali's opponent too. And SL Narayanan will be playing Yuri Kuzubov tomorrow. Wow. Very closely rated, 2656 versus 2628. Abhimanyu will be playing GM Peter Swidler. Adhiban will be playing GM Henderson. No, Adhiban today will be playing Daniel Dubois. Karthik will be playing against Hikaru Nakamura. Wow, that is going to be super exciting. Harsha lost with Levan Pansulia, but hats off to their games. Very interesting chess they brought to us. Divya will be playing against tomorrow, yet to get updated here. Marian Gomes also yet to get updated, and Priyanka also will play against Koneru Hampi. So that's about the opponents for tomorrow, guys. It was great to follow these games today with you all. Thank you so much for being there. 4:30 tomorrow. We will see you, and Sagar will be traveling back tomorrow. So he will be there with us from day after tomorrow. So stay there, come tomorrow, and please support our Indian players. Okay, guys, bye bye. See you all tomorrow.